Hey guys, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. So, today is day two of story time. All right, and I wanted to read to you a story called A Remainder of One. So, we're going to learn a little bit about division today. So, the story of Joe might just well explain what happens to numbers when they must remain. After division and they're left behind as lonesome remainders, it seems so unkind. Down by an orchard of young apple trees, the sunshine felt hot, about 90 degrees. So insects all scurried for any cool shade from mushroom or leaf. They watched a parade. The 25th Squadron marched past the bug crowd, bound and determined to make their queen proud. The troop had divided by two for the show. Each bug had a partner, except Soldier Joe. Hup 2, 3, 4. We're in the 24th Army Corps. Queens count 2, 3. We are the marching infantry. The Queen wasn't pleased. We're unhappy to find that one soldier's left at the end of the line. A honeybee hovered above Long Joe's head. The Queen likes things tidy, the bee sternly said. I'm sorry, Private, said Joe's Sergeant Stephen. You must stand aside so the troop will be even. The two lines of 12 then marched neatly away, while Bug Soldier Joe had no choice but to stay. Lone Soldier Joe learned it wasn't much fun to find himself labeled remainder of one. The brainy Bug Soldier stayed up the whole night. Perhaps one more line would make everything right. All 25 soldiers marched past the bug crowd, nervously hoping they'd make their queen proud. The troop had divided by three for the show. Each line seemed perfect. Then someone spied Joe. Hup, 2, 3, 4. We're in the 25th Army Corps. Queens count 2, 3. We are the marching infantry. The regal head shook. It's disturbing to find one oddball bug at the end of a line. A slender mosquito loomed over Joe's head. Too bad you're a misfit, the pest sharply said. I'm sorry, Private, said Joe's Sergeant Stephen. If you stand aside, then the troop will look even. The three lines of eight all marched neatly away, while sad and disheartened, poor Joe had to stay. The oddball bug Joe knew it wasn't much fun to feel so left out, a remainder of one. Again, the lone soldier thought all through the night, with one more bug line, it might work out all right. The 25th Squadron marched past the bug crowd, anxiously longing to make their queen proud. The troop had divided by four for the show. The lines all looked even till they spotted Joe. Her Highness pointed, we're angry to find a tag-along bug at the end of one line. A shy dragonfly fluttered over Joe's head. Now don't get discouraged, the fly softly said. I'm sorry, Private, said Joe's Sergeant Stephen. You must stand aside, then the troop will be even. As four lines of six marched so neatly away, sad Joe couldn't watch, for he had to stay. Poor Tagalong Joe didn't have any fun, always left out a remainder of one. But hard thinking Joe had the answer that night. Another bug line must make it work right. The 25th Squadron marched past the proud queen, the neatest, best troopers that she'd ever seen. 5 lines of soldiers with 5 in each row, perfect at last. And that's counting Joe. Good show, said her grace. Your rows are divine. We see no remainder to ruin your line. The troop took great pride in their skills at dividing. Joe was pleased he was there, marching, not hiding. The coolest bug soldier beneath the hot sun, Smart Joe, the former remainder of one. All right, guys, I hope you loved the story today, and we will see you tomorrow to start classes and for another read aloud. Have a good Thursday.